I think everything sort of now is looking much better than like 6 months ago. So because the vaccine has been rolling out into a lot of places, including Hong Kong. So I think there's a better chance now for us to resume traveling within this year, hopefully. This is a question asked by a lot of people, when can we start traveling, to where? I think it would be still a couple of months, before we can start sort of relaxing a bit. I think the travel is basically depends on a couple of things. First of all, now it's about testing, all about testing and quarantine. With the vaccination, I think there is now a better chance that the part about quarantine could be shortened or even waived. So that's the whole basis of how the Hong Kong government and Singapore have been talking about the air travel bubble. So testing and testing, so you don't require quarantine. So would the vaccination be part of this? I think the government is still sort of looking into that. It won't happen so quickly. I think it would all depends on how things happen. But so my guess is that for the next 3 to 6 months, I think only very, very slowly certain conditional travel will be allowed. We have seen also Europe been talking about a travel pass or quarantine free pass based on the vaccination rollout. But there are also discussion about, do we actually require quarantine, so vaccination as part of the travel? Because for certain reason there are people who can't or who won't be able to do the vaccination. So I think it's going to be some time, but things are looking up.
Well, if we can leave Hong Kong for holidays for some time, what are the local options?
Since we cannot go out as a tourist, Hong Kong people love to travel. Whenever there's a long holiday, we all fly out to other places for holiday. And now people also can't come to Hong Kong for travel. So that's why we rolled out this holiday at home program. Holiday at home meaning let's be our own tourists. Let's boost the local domestic spending. Let's go and rediscover the lovely places of Hong Kong, outdoor neighborhood, do staycation. One good thing I found is that since we've been promoting about staycation, not only that it helps the hotels to fill up their rooms, but there's also a lot of Hong Kong people now realize that in Hong Kong our hotels actually provide very high standard and quality than a lot of the hotels in the world.
So how does it work? I mean, the whole program.
The staycation, of course, staycation and outdoor, it's something that we promote as part of our holiday at home. But there's also a program what we call spend and redeem. The spend and redeem, the concept is this. We encourage Hong Kong residents to go out and spend their money on retail and dining, because these are the sectors that need support and need help. So after you have consumed and spent, say, 800 Hong Kong dollars, then provide that receipt and call out our travel partners, so you can redeem a free tour package, a local tour package that worth $500. What does it include? It includes a bus, a coach, a tour guide. It also includes a meal, a good sit-down meal, and plus minimum two places of interest. So that also helps our travel industry partners to at least kickstart a bit of activity. So last year in November we rolled out. Within a week, 10,000 quota has been taken up. So we are about to launch the next sort of stage, which will have 20,000 quota for this spend to redeem a local tour package. And at the same time, we want to roll out a spend and redeem for staycation. And that staycation is similarly $500 per head. So if you per booking, so if you spend $800 and go and choose your staycation in one of the hotels in Hong Kong, and on your bill you have $500 knocked out.
It sounds great. And I saw the government's latest budget has earmarked even more money, like $100 million for rebooting tourism for a longer term. What are the highlights of the spending?
I think I need to clarify this is exactly a year ago, the Finance Secretary's budget speech, the government has allocated to the Hong Kong Tourism Board an additional funding of similarly 774 million Hong Kong dollars. So that was given to us, actually compared to normal years, almost like 400 million extra. So that was given to us with the hope that, number one, the pandemic was just happened and we thought that it would be over within a couple of months, and also to help boosting Hong Kong's image. So that money was given to us for that. So, but unfortunately, it's been taking much longer time. So that money hasn't actually been spent. So we're going to return almost like 95%, more than 700 million, back to the government. So this year's the additional funding is a clean sheet of paper, similar to what we would like, to support Hong Kong's recovery and reopening. So that 700 million dollars is a new clean sheet of paper that's given to us. Now, what are we going to use with that? So we're going to break it down into short term, medium and long term, and also the recurrent programs. So for the short term, as I have explained before, I think for the next 3 to 6 months before Hong Kong can start resuming on travel, we'll focus on boosting domestic tourism, making sure that Hong Kong has a positive ambience that we can showcase to the world. We certainly need to continue that positive image and positivities around the world. We have actually launched a new program called the Super Fans of Hong Kong, which is extremely popular. What does that mean is we have recruited over 200 fans and friends of Hong Kong, who are KOLs and lovers of Hong Kong, who are stationed in Hong Kong, our expatriate community, and also those who are actually stationed overseas. They know Hong Kong and they love Hong Kong and they talk up about Hong Kong's stories. And so we collect, all of them to help us to send out these and viral those stories on social media platform. And we also been taking them to do virtual tours around in Hong Kong, what's going on. I think Hong Kong is one of the few cities in the world that during this difficult time, we still got most of the activities going on. So that's fantastic. So this is on this sort of short term. We also need to guide ourselves prepared for the reopening, because we need to be nimble, we need to be flexible. All this could happen in a very short notice.
Right.
So
with these measures put in place, how will you describe Hong Kong's recovery in tourism in the short term?
I think in the short term, I would say optimistic, but quite cautious. We need to get ourselves prepared. The whole sort of tourism at home, local tours, staycation would help to create a positive ambience in Hong Kong. Then we get our products and new offerings ready. There's actually a lot of new things going to happen in Hong Kong. We see that like the West Kowloon Cultural District, you have the M+ Museum this year. And in fact, there are lots of good things happening. Now, we've also got some good mega events, like a couple of months ago, the world been talking about our Wine and Dine Festival, which is the first time online plus offline, virtual tour, live streaming of master chefs. So it's been very, very much welcome. So we need to maintain that positivity and image of Hong Kong. And when the world reopens, we have campaigns ready to welcome our tourists back.
Thank you so much, Dane, for your time and comments.